like mental health care practitioners. Psychiatrists. Those are the doctors who actually have extra years. Like pediatricians, you are a normal doctor, but you go and you specialize. So ufana no dokotela often deal specifically.
Okay, I want to record this. So okay, welcome back. So the second part I want us to discuss mainly on, as men growing up and being told we are not to cry, being told we are tough, being told all these things. And when life hits, we don't even run to spirituality, we run to substance abuse and whatever. How can men view life in a different form, according to you, that can help us to sort of like seek help and to be more spiritually inclined?
Actually, before you even indulge yourself in substances, there are some who actually seek help. Let's say now a child is being abused or they experience abuse at home.
Yeah.
You'll try to talk to your aunties, your grandmothers, whomever, but there's no one actually who's there to listen to you. That's when your friends will tell you to get rid of this pain or this frustration, try nyawobe, try smoking. You start small, cigarette, and then it escalates to whatever it is that it escalates to. So the only way for you, when you see that no one is listening to me, go to your church. There are pastors who provide counseling. Just sit with your pastor and tell him, this is what I'm going through at home. There's no one who's listening.
Yeah.
So where to from here? Then
were you able to pray though in that phase? Were you able to actually seek God in that depression phase, or was it difficult?
Well, it goes with phases. There was a point where I used to hate him and think, wow, God, I serve you at church. I'm part of this woman thing that every now and then I need to address women, I need to address men. Now I'm a public figure somehow. Why are you making me to go through such hell? How am I going to stand in front of your children and teach them about you, love, that you love us, yet I feel like you hate me? What is it that you're doing too? For some time I stopped going to church. I stopped tithing to say, no, you don't deserve this. Yes, I know the 10% belongs to me, but no, it's mine. Why should I give it back to you? It was the anger. But as time goes by, I felt like the Holy Spirit is the true comforter. Yes, I'm taking antidepressants, I've stopped them, I go through therapy, but now God, I need you.
How do we get into the phase that we are not in control of our lives? Whatever happens in our lives, because I think we grew up in a phase where, with broken families, we tend to feed ourselves, we tend to work with ourselves, and then all of a sudden when life hits, we're like, no, but why me? So how do we get into a phase where we realize that we are not in control of what happens in our lives?
For example, you don't choose to have an alcoholic mom. You don't choose for your parents to get separated or divorced. It just comes with whatever it comes. It's the environmental factors you have no control of. You cannot say, rain, today I want you to rain. No, God has control of everything that happens in our lives. So you need to take life one day at a time. That's how I
spouses support in this regard. Now you're going through depression, or you're going through whatever you go through, the husband has lost work. We go through a lot in life. What is you're working with a lot of couples now, what is your sort of like encouragement to couples when one is going through that godly phase? When Job was going through that godly phase, what is the wife's role there? Or when you're going through the mental issues, what is your husband's role there? Because sometimes we tend to say, it's your problem, not mine.
So referring to Job again, remember what his wife said, just curse God and turn away from him. So that was not a godly wife, because you cannot do that. Yet God has been there for you through and through. You only want God when you go through good things. You should also seek God even on those difficult days. Spouse, okay. When your husband is now retrenched, do not see him as useless because now he cannot provide. He's still the same, but now the only difference is that it is not working. So as a wife, I'm supposed to provide him with the support that he needs. Reassure him, don't worry, everything will be okay. If I'm working, no, I'll take over, I'll pay off your debts, I'll make sure that the lights has been paid, the house, and everything is still running effectively. If the wife is unemployed, we'll say, once you receive your packages, we'll need to just try and see maybe we can pay this off and just reduce the debts. In the meantime, you go seek employment. I think now I also need to go seek for a job, because we cannot survive to be in a home where both of us are not working. There are schools, I know of MHS, that you can actually go and tell them of your situation in rural primary, because I had a brother-in-law who now lost his job. And then they allow you to not pay school fees for a certain period. So for those instances, you can also do that. And then men are somehow, men are different. They wire differently. Yes, you do come for couple counseling. You and I are going through problems. So whenever you do something wrong to me, you expect me to forgive. But yet when you do something wrong to when I do something wrong to you, now you cannot forgive.
Yeah.
So what about that? How do you actually address that? Men need to actually see that in life we have to go through certain things. We need to forgive. It's the same like when you come and you now beat your wife, and then you see it as normal. You say, I have no control of it. Actually, you do have. You've seen your mom and dad go through the same.
Yeah.
It is now up to you to say, no, I don't want my wife to go through this because it was not good to see my mom go through it. It made me to develop anxiety. I don't want my kids to go through it. So essentially, I need to go start therapy and seek help for me to overcome. Therapy at some point, let's look at it this way. Let's say now you fall and you scratch. The wound is open. It will surely heal. You still have the scarring to show that you fell, you tripped and you fell. Yes, someone will come and ask you, partner, what happened? You'll be able to say, oh, I just fell. It's the same with therapy. Oh, I was depressed because of this and this and that. My wife and I almost divorced because of this and this and that. But we managed to get over it. The wound is still there, but you actually learn, you cope to move on.
Okay, last 3 questions. First question is, I believe that every situation in your life is teaching you about you. So what did this situation that happened to you teach you about yourself? All right? Yeah. The second question is, what are the signs that one is depressed? Because that's very important. People that don't know it's a mood thing or whatever that I'm depressed with. And then the last question is, do you believe that there are chosen people that will go through all these issues and problems, and there's a spirituality involved in that part of it?
Wow.
I'll rephrase that if you want me to.
I'll answer, and then if I forgot something, you will remind me.
Yeah.
Okay, the signs and symptoms that I'm depressed.
Yeah.
For starters, I was always wearing dark. All of a sudden.
That's interesting.
All of a sudden, at home, you'd find me wearing black, and I would say I'm grieving. In African culture, I only grieve, some do it for 3, 6, or 12 months. But mine was, I started wearing black from 2018 up to 2022 during my pregnancy. You'd find me either it's a black dress or black trousers.
Yeah.
You saw me even that I was in dark. So that for me, that's a sign. For some, you sleep less or you sleep more.
Okay.
I was not sleeping. And then you eat more or you eat less. And you isolate yourself. You don't want to be around people. When I'm sitting alone, I'll start thinking, but why me? What did I do? What did I do to deserve it? And I started blaming myself. What's wrong with my body? Why couldn't my body carry my son? I started hating myself. That why? Do you need to exercise more? Do you need to eat healthy? What could you have done differently?
Yeah.
And then there were moments as well, since we're talking about signs, there were moments where I also started thinking about suicide. When I came back from hospital, I told my aunt and my mom, aunt is my uncle's wife, she's a nurse, to say, Lumekazi, can you please remove all the pills? And then she asked me why. And then I told her, I think if you leave me alone in the house, you at work, I might as well overdose. I think I need to follow my son. By then I would have forgotten about Bushlat. So those who are depressed, they have suicidal ideation, which is you think of killing yourself. And there are those who actually have plans in motion. When you leave and go to work, your wife is there. You know those forensic movies? Just actually have a poster to say, oh, now he's gone, she's gone to school, that, and then now I need to take a rope and hang myself. So some actually execute that. So those are some of the signs that you're depressed. And then your second question was? What
did you learn about yourself in this situation? What was God trying to teach you about you in this situation?
I'm actually stronger.
It's actually a powerful statement.
Yes, because for a moment I thought I'd actually break.
I hear you.
Especially when I wanted to kill myself, like to commit suicide. So I felt like, okay, God, you actually carried me. There's something in strong, you know, Lira saw something so strong inside me.
That's actually a powerful statement. And then the third question was
chosen.
Do you believe that there are people that are chosen in this earth, and do you believe that they go through the most? Because I actually watched a video of Pastor Mboro yesterday. A woman was crying out, and she was saying she had a crisis of not paying electricity, and this guy rescued her. And when I think about everyone that I've encountered that is like either a pastor or a leader in the community, they go through, I don't know, there's just a lot of things that they go through that will be like, you know. So do you think that there's a notion like that?
We all go through it, whether you're chosen or not chosen. But unfortunately, the chosen ones, they go through hell. That's what I believe. Because when you're chosen, you're not chosen to become a pastor only. There are those who are chosen as a prophets,
Yeah.
evangelists, there are those who are chosen to go through the path of Sangoma and all of that.
Yeah.
They're all going through it. You'll find a Sangoma who will say, in order for me to take this, I needed to lose my child, this was burnt, this and this and that. They also had to go through it.
Yeah.
My pastor, Graceland Christian Family Church, he went through a lot.
Yeah.
He went through a lot. He lost his wife, he lost a daughter and so forth. They had cancer. And you'd wonder, why, God, I serve you. Why do I have to go through this?
Yeah.
My grandparents are also pastors
Yeah.
in Apostolic Church, but they also had their fair share.
I hear you.
So that's why I say chosen ones also go through it.
Yeah.
You'll find, and then people have that thing to say, we are supporting pastors and so forth through our offerings and tithings. You find that the little that the church brings in, that I need to make sure that the lights are running, electricity and so forth, I'll now have to use to go help that child who sleeps on an empty stomach, forgetting that I also need to feed myself, I need to feed my kids.
I hear you. All right. Thanks for watching our first episode of Soul Activation with Palesa. I think we all learned a lot. And yeah, we're looking forward to the next one. Is it stopped? Palesa, please explain.